Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Indeed, good morning to you all and welcome to today. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday it is, the 2nd of December. Just like that, it's December, and a very good morning to all of you. Thank you so much for waking up to keep us company after your extended weekend. Hope you took some time to really make good use of the time you've had to get to enjoy all that Barbados celebrated this past weekend as we reached our 59th year of independence and our 4th year as a republic. So to all of you, good morning, but it's Tuesday. That means it's back to work. And I know for a lot of you, getting back to work also means getting ready for Christmas. And so this morning, we'll perhaps give you the first sighting of Santa Claus. I don't know, but this person who's coming to join us is so passionate about Christmas and what Christmas means. We can't wait to tell you who that is and to share with you the joys of Christmas with them. But to those of you watching us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, thank you for making that decided choice every morning to wake up to join with us. Share the show. Tell others about us as well. And we encourage you, if you know of something or someone whose story has to be told, you have to tell us about it. And you can do so by emailing us. The email address is on your screen. It is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Thank you for doing so as you do. Also today, there's a lot to mark as it relates to Barbados-CARICOM relations, and we'll take some time in our conversations on CARICOM to look at those signal achievements for the last year that Barbados has reached, and there are many. Sometimes time goes by so quickly we don't mark time. So this morning we'll spend some time marking time, and we'll also look back at some of those recent general elections had in the Caribbean. And that means I must tell you that St. Lucia has returned the St. Lucia Labour Party to power, 14 seats to the incumbent government, 2 independents and 1 for the UWP. We'll talk a little bit more about that this morning as well. We also look today at the work of the Barbados Mothers Union, Diocesan Mothers Union, and how they continue to enfranchise women. That is a moment you should not miss as we continue to look at our 16 days of activism against gender abuse. And also the Beulah Methodist Church is inviting all of you to gather under the tamarind tree. But why? What is so spectacular about that, and why should we pay even closer attention to this activity happening this month of December as we turn on the lights everywhere? Plus this morning as well, we'll be celebrating with the Barbados Council for the Disabled, one of their own. They are recognizing someone whose phenomenal activism is worthy of recognition. So there's a lot to stick around for and a whole lot more. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we're getting right into Christmas and a whole lot more.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
enlighten your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together. There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray Microbiome Probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One, your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out when...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
See what I told you? I told you it was going to be our first sighting of Santa Claus. Our Santa Claus in Barbados does not wear a red hat. He wears a red head, as a matter of fact. And so Mr. Blood is our Santa Claus who's in a Christmas mood, feeling moody.
Moody.
Good
Good
morning to you, my brother.
The season's greetings to you.
Well, likewise. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
please.
You do Christmas all year long.
That is correct.
Why?
Because it's just a good feeling. It's a really good feeling, that Christmas feeling, right? And when you get that feeling at Christmas, I think it's just fair enough and good enough to just keep spreading that love and joy and making people smile. I like to make people smile. I like to make people laugh, you know. And that's just my nature. So, you know, I keep the Christmas feeling. I try to keep the Christmas feeling as long as possible. Sometimes I keep my decorations up for months.
That's where it's going to come to.
Yeah.
So you keep them up. When you say months, at some point do you take them down before you put them back up?
Oh, yeah. You have to. It's the process. You see, the process of putting them up is a good feeling as well. The taking them down don't be so good, right? But so sometimes I would keep them up really, really long, and then I would take them down. And of course, by the time I take them down, I go get new ones. Weather, the wear and tear. But it's always fun. It is always fun, you know. And people sometimes, I remember one year I kept them up till like May. And I was recording for Crop Over, and guys were coming to my house. So you ain't gonna take them down? I said, no, I ain't take them down. You know, in fact, I might just turn them on too.
You know, sometimes because of things, we get tired of it.
Yeah.
After a while, you get tired of eating rice almost every day.
Yeah.
So therefore, here it is with Christmas now, coming home to see the space decorated in a Christmas mood.
Yeah.
You don't feel that, you know, like
I've had enough
after all these years.
Not at all. Never ever. It transforms the entire house. It transforms the entire feeling, you know. And actually, when I do remove it and take it down, I miss it. I miss it. Yeah, it's like
There's an emptiness.
Yes, there's an emptiness in the space.
What does Christmas mean to you, though?
Christmas, for me, Christmas brings back memories. It means, you know, family, you know, gathering, getting your loved ones close and sharing memories and joy and food.
Of course. Do you have a particular tradition at Christmas that you do, whether it's with your immediate family or a wider family?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, we used to do the whole family thing on Christmas Day, but now I do something called a ham party. I have a ham lime on Christmas Eve, and I started it several years ago. And my friends would come over, and all they have to actually do is walk with salt bread. Because I can't provide salt bread. I am not Jesus, so I can't provide salt bread, for everybody. But I do have a ham. I started out at first with a small ham, and I have a friend who he celebrates his birthday on Christmas Eve, but he never was able to make it on Christmas Eve. So on Christmas morning, I would have to actually make a brand new ham so that he could get ham, right? But so now I get a huge ham. Cannot run out ham. That way it's called.
Okay, cannot run out ham.
Yeah.
So your tradition is on Christmas Eve a ham party.
A ham party, yeah.
You're handy in the kitchen?
Yes, of
Seriously?
course. Of course, I can cook up a good meal. Actually, at one point in time, when my granny started to get older and she could go preparing and whatnot, I would start cooking on Christmas morning. And preparing most of the lunch. Of course, I would ask people to bring dishes and whatnot, but the basic stuff, the rice and the stews and the meats and that kind of stuff. What do you do? Yes.
So who taught you all of that?
I kind of learn along the way. My first induction into cooking was one day my granny was going into town, and she said, "Yeah, cook sang." Nobody never teach me to cook, so, you know what I mean? So I tried, and from then, and then after I started living alone, I would start experimenting on stuff and whatnot. And the thing is, at that point in time, a lot of the stuff that I really did not like to eat, I started to cook with, and started to enjoy more and more. Now I call myself a professional eater. I like food. I love
And he's
food.
so right. He's not just a certified fetter. He's a professional eater who now has what for him has become the big lime of the season indeed, which is the ham party on Christmas Eve. He bakes a large Christmas, come bring your bread and have some ham with him indeed. And as Mr. Blood grows as an individual and he grows as an artist as well, he is creating traditions. He's also created brand new this year a Christmas song, which you heard him perform just a while ago, called Christmas Mood. And it is simple but catchy.
Yes, very, very catchy. I think with that particular song, when I started to write it, I wanted to capture the essence of how I actually really feel about Christmas, and it kind of worked. And the thing is, I was actually on an independence show. I was doing a show in Orlando, and I had this music bed that Tito Gittins from the police band had sent me, and he kept telling me about it all the time. So I said, you know what, send me the music, let me see what I can come up with. And in a short space of time, because of how I felt, it was so easy to come up with the words. I was laying in the bed, the music was there, and I just kind of just followed it and played with it and came up with the song. And it was easy because it is how I feel about Christmas. I would drink punch with cream at any time with nutmeg grated on top, and I was singing out loud joy to the world. Well, the summer sun beating hot.
You have a talent, a vocal talent in particular, and there are people who would say, why don't you use that for the Lord? And you say?
I've always said, when I was much younger, that when I do use my voice for the Lord, that I would never ever charge anybody for it. And but as you grow older and wiser, you gotta eat. You got to put food on the table. So if I do use it, and when I do use it, I still feel like I can share the word, but still be compensated for sharing it as well. But it's not always all about compensation. It's about making sure that you get that message across. Any kind of message that you want to send. So I don't think it is far away from me to say that I will use it for the Lord. In fact, only just the other day I was in a store and a lady, she stood up and she put her hand on me. She said, you've got messages and you've got things to tell people and to lead people too. So, you never know.
Okay, we will wait. Breaking news, you never know.
Yeah,
That's the breaking news.
Yeah,
and so compartmentalizing your life, because you do this, you do that, you do so many different things, you're called upon by so many to come bless them with your abilities. How do you manage all of that within the space of a short 24 hours, for instance?
Short 24 hours planning, time management, really and truly, because, for instance, like this morning, I'm here, and I'm glad that it was on first and early enough so that I can go back home, at a
finish your
particular
sleep.
time. No, I can't sleep. I go take the little man to school. Then I will go back home. But I did have plans of recording another Christmas song. But the sinuses ain't working out with me today.
Yeah.
So I will probably try to get as much rest as possible. And then, make sure that I can. And I have an app on my phone that I put every single thing that I need to do today on that, and I just go through that list, cross off. So as I do the stuff, I just click and it deletes that thing that I no longer have to do. So I just try to make sure that I have proper time management and rest. Rest is important. Rest is essential.
Are you slavish to the app, though, in terms of, is there flexibility where the app is concerned?
Oh, yeah. Lots of flexibility because things can happen. Things can come up that aren't planned, and you just deal with the most important thing at that time.
So how ready now are, I'll come back to Christmas stuff for a second. This is December the 2nd.
Yes.
Do you have on your app that by December 3rd, for instance, or 4th, the tree must go up and that kind of thing? How do you...
That is correct. Usually by the first Sunday in December, I have tree up, curtains up, house fully clean. Whatever needs to be done is done. And the rest of December is mine to do what I need to do as far as like getting gifts, shopping, planning whatever parties I have, because I now have my second son. He's born in December, so there's a birthday party that has to be planned. Making sure that space is correct, talking to the neighbors about making sure that if there's any level of noise that it is not too loud and that kind of stuff, or blocking off the street that I'm going to do this year. By the way, I hope you're all listening. Right, so that we can have a good time. But everybody is invited, and we just come out and have a really good time together.
So by this coming Sunday, all of that will be done?
It will be done. It will not be finished, but most of it will be done. There's a difference because there's a particular set of lights that I wanted to put around the eve of the house, and I was a little lazy, so I only just ordered the lights. So hopefully by next week, middle of next week, fingers crossed, the lights will come. So after Sunday, if you see me outside near the roof, not on the roof, I ain't got there, right? I'm finishing off. That would be the finishing touches.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you still believe in Santa Claus?
If I am Santa Claus, what's wrong with you, person?
So yes, he believes in himself. And so having your younger son believe in the way that you believe, do you see that in him, that he would carry that Christmas mood?
I certainly hope so, because I find, with him especially, he's quite active and he likes to get involved and kind of independent as well. And when I'm putting up the tree, he's there. He's always trying to put on, of course, one section of the tree will have all of the balls that he can reach because he's that high. Yeah. But he enjoys it, and he loves Christmas presents and he sings Christmas songs and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I see it in him as well.
You know what's funny, folks, is that because we see him every day, Mr. Blood is going to wear Christmas colors every single day of the season.
Day. That is correct. The bag has been opened and the shirts are coming out.
Mr. Blood, well done. Christmas Mood.
Yes.
It's available so far now elsewhere?
Yes, please. You can get it online. There's a site that is my aggregator, Faluma.com. So they will be the ones who handle it. And, of course, you will find it on iTunes and all those other places as well. Christmas Mood. Look for it.
Well said. Mr. Blood is in the Christmas mood, getting us in the Christmas mood with this brand new song. He's hoping once the sinuses abate just a little bit, he'll record another song for this year's Christmas and be with bated breath.
Yes.
Really to hear a good sound of it indeed. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me this morning. Merry Christmas to you too.
We'll be coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount...
Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 6:30 Barbados, and so we turn our attention now to our conversations on CARICOM. Of course, as you know, we always have Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM, His Excellency David Commichon, who enlightens us on a lot of things CARICOM related. Sometimes we drift on by him and we don't pay enough attention. But when he sits with us, boy, does he capture our attention. And so that's where we start this morning. Good morning to you, Ambassador.
Pearson.
This has been, in the last couple of weeks in particular, quite a moment in CARICOM, as we had a couple of elections, and in one instance we saw a change, in the other instance we saw a reaffirmation. And let's talk a little bit about what you saw in the recent elections in St. Vincent and St. Lucia.
Well, you know, the people spoke in both cases. From a CARICOM perspective, in the St. Vincent election, CARICOM lost a real resource, you know. Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves was widely regarded as the elder statesman of CARICOM. And I can tell you that quite often in the councils of CARICOM, when there's a difficult problem to deal with, after everybody else has spoken, they would turn to Prime Minister Gonsalves. And let's now hear the elder statesman. So from that, having lost him, we will feel it. But congratulations to the New Democratic Party, who were in the wilderness for close to 25 years, and are now in government. St. Lucia, you know, many people thought that because many people thought that the election in St. Vincent was a sign of what might come in St. Lucia, because of course the New Democratic Party is one of the center-right parties. The yellow party. And similarly in Trinidad and Tobago, you had the UNC, the United National Congress, also a center-right party, yellow color. And some people thought, well, maybe this is a wave of center-right parties coming against the traditional Labour parties that are associated with the color red. But it was not to be, because the St. Lucia Labour Party did magnificently well last night, winning, well, you said 14 seats, but in reality, really 16 seats.
Because the two independents are aligned with the Labour Party.
Yes, they're really in everything except name members of the St. Lucia Labour Party. But just to kind of put things in perspective, to create a kind of frame of reference, the tag Labour Party is a meaningful tag. The Labour Party tends to be the political party that emerged organically out of the people's struggles of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. And they all tend to have a center-left philosophy of social democracy, and all that goes with social democracy, some stance, anti-imperialist stance, and so forth. So if you look at the configuration of governing parties in CARICOM, I mean, whether it's Barbados, the Barbados Labour Party,
St. Kitts
Labour Party, Antigua, the Antigua Labour Party, then even go to Belize, the People's United Party, which is the original Labour Party of Belize that emerged out of the people's struggles in those. Bahamas, the Progressive Liberal Party, which is really the Labour Party of the Bahamas. So if you want to kind of break down Caribbean political parties, a convenient way of looking at it is the initial parties that emerged out of the popular struggles all tended to be Labour parties, centre-left, social democracy, kind of laborism, you know, social rights for the people. But then the parties that came after them, I guess maybe because that Labour political space, social democracy political space had already been filled, the parties that tended to come after them tended to be more center-right parties. So we are seeing that little tug of war being played out. But whoever wins an election, truth be told, once we get to CARICOM, CARICOM is a club. So so those ideological labels tend to be kind of put aside. Once you get into the club, then we try as much as possible, you know, to function as a club. And yes, sometimes there are strains in the club along ideological lines, but we try to keep those to a minimum. And because CARICOM can only be efficient and successful if there's unity.
Yes.
You know?
But there are workers' parties as well. You talk about Labour parties, but there are also workers' parties in the Caribbean. Dominica, St. Lucia itself also had workers' parties. Do they not also have the same positioning, centre-left?
No. Well, I mean, the United Workers' Party, we would classify them on an ideological spectrum. We would say centre-right.
Okay.
So the St. Lucia Labour Party would be centre-left. The United Workers' Party, centre-right. I mean, in the Caribbean, especially the Caribbean community, there's a basic consensus. We are not like Latin America that veers from the Socialist Party to some far-right party. No. So we don't really have far-right parties. So our pendulum tends to be a much more narrow swing than in most other parts of the world. In other parts of the world, you get these exaggerated swings from socialists or communists even to far-right, oligarchical, even fascist parties. Thank God, we don't suffer from that. So we do have differences in ideological orientation, but they are not extreme. They're not extreme.
Poles apart.
So that's why we say center left and center right. So there is that middle area of convergence.
All right. And we're watching some other movements happening because I see Grenada is also becoming quite active politically. I suppose they're gearing up for their general elections as well. And so there's a lot happening in CARICOM. And you're right, because people thought the yellow code was a wave, but it was stopped in St. Lucia. And so we watch with bated breath what else happens in politics across the Caribbean. But with the change in who leads, we have Trinidad, and now we have a new leader of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When is the next meeting, first of all, and what do you think they will bring to that same club of which you spoke?
Well, the next major gathering will be in February in St. Kitts. St. Kitts will take over the chairmanship of CARICOM at the beginning of the next year. The change in Trinidad, as we all can see, has brought strains, particularly in relation to that long, well-established CARICOM position of the Caribbean being a zone of peace. And I mean, that was very surprising, I guess, to everybody across CARICOM, because we all thought that this was such a cornerstone principle of CARICOM that we couldn't imagine that we would have a CARICOM state, disavowing that fundamental plank of our coordinated collective foreign policy. So we do see that elections have consequences, and we have to deal with the consequences. We have to wait and see what positions are taken by the new government in St. Vincent, the new Democratic Party. So I don't want to anticipate, prejudge. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I trust that they will adhere. And I'm stressing this thing about zone of peace because one of the biggest problems we are facing now is that resurgence of the Monroe Doctrine, that resurgence of a seeming desire to effectively dominate our region. I don't even want to use the dreaded word recolonization, but we are facing a very serious challenge. I mean, for the first time virtually in centuries, we are facing the real prospect of war in the Caribbean. So that is something that we have to take very, very seriously. Who would have thought that we would ever be here discussing the possibility of war? Yeah, I mean big power war. I don't mean like a little invasion of Grenada in 1983, as tragic as that was. But what is on our doorsteps is something much, much larger and destructive than that. Who would have thought, right? So this is a very serious threat, and that is why that notion of our region being a zone of peace, it is so critical that we all support that and defend that and advocate for that, because nobody wins in a war.
You're quoting us all. Nobody wins a war.
Wins a war.
But the military might, and one must have consequential military mights as well. The assets within the Caribbean, are they sufficient from where you sit to advocate the same zone of peace, or to at least have a defense from that attack?
Well, we will never be able to defend ourselves militarily. I mean, we are small states, but this is why principle matters so much. This is why international law matters so much. This is why multilateralism, United Nations matters so much, and that is where we get our safety. That's where we get our security. So any threat that is threatening to subvert international law, these fundamental principles of sovereignty, respect for national sovereignty, respect for the territorial integrity of states, non-intervention, peaceful settlement of disputes, these are all fundamental planks of international law, reflected in the Charter of the United Nations. So big powers can afford just to cast that aside. We can't afford. So we always have to be advocating for respect for international law. We cannot encourage a world of might makes right, because we are grappling with it, but our position always has to be to stand against it and to insist that international law and the multilateral processes must be respected. We will not always be successful, but we of all people have to try to hold the line, because if that line is not maintained in some fashion, it may not be perfect, but if it is not maintained in some fashion, then the small, relatively powerless states, we are the ones that are really going to suffer.
A lot of times we tend to think that line is the defense led by the leaders. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the people now, because sometimes you hear the voices being raised in public, either on call-in programs or otherwise, where there seems to be a weakening of the people's position on this.
Yeah, and it's so critical that it be the people, because our leaders can only be as strong as the people who are behind them and supporting them. And this is, this is where our strength comes from. Small nations, the only strength we can have is the strength of unity. So whether it is the governments being unified, the political leadership being unified, but equally as important, perhaps more important, the people being unified. So if in our region we could have a situation where governments and people know what our fundamental values and principles are, what our fundamental worldview is, and we stand behind it as a solid block, then we can have real strength. Unity is strength, But once we have those divisions, we are not clear about our fundamental values, we are not clear about where we stand in, sometimes a very confusing world situation, and we get divided, then we are lost because we will not have strength. So unity, clarity of understanding, and this is why I do this program every week, Pearson. We have to communicate with our people. Right? We have to share ideas, we have to share knowledge, because as much as possible, we should try to go forward as a unified whole.
And be careful not to get information from elsewhere. That could be misinformation. We'll take a break right here in our conversations on CARICOM, and when we come back, we're looking at some stellar moments in Barbados and CARICOM relations in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One, your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So within all that's happening in CARICOM, a lots are happening in individual states as well, and in particular Barbados. Just over the last weekend, we would have marked 59 years of independence and 4 years as a republic. But we don't do this alone. But there's so many milestones that sometimes, as I said at the beginning, we miss because time doesn't allow us to mark the time in the way that it needs to be marked. And so Ambassador Commissioner, I know I saw recently in one of our publications, you shared with us some of the things, lest we forget, that we've achieved.
Yeah, I find that sometimes the public discourse in Barbados is so negative, and we are so hard on ourselves, and sometimes we overlook so many achievements. So I thought I put a lot of faith and confidence in the Republic. We launched this Republic 4 years ago, and I think, and this is, the Republic is so important because this is when we totally took our national sovereignty into our own hands. No more British monarchy being our head of state. We will take upon ourselves the power to do everything to govern ourselves. And we have been doing so for the last 4 years. So I think it's important that every year of the Republic that we look at the achievements of that year. So I came up with my own, this is my own personal selection of what I think are the 12 most outstanding achievements, one for each month of the year. So I'm going from November 2024 to November 2025. And, you know, I was thinking of it as achievements of the Republic, but, you know, this is Christmas.
Yes.
Blood just inspired me. Really and truly, this could be considered our own Christmas gift to ourselves. The achievements that we accomplished as a nation, as a republic. And so this is just my list, but I would begin, and you can help me count them off.
Sure.
Number one, we reduce unemployment to a historic low of 6.1%. We accomplished 17 successive quarters of economic growth. That is well over 4 years of uninterrupted economic growth. And backing up all of that, our Ministry of Labor established a national jobs registry. So I looked at those collectively and said that is the number one national achievement. And then I said agriculture. We are doing some fantastic things in agriculture. This past year, the government constructed the Barbados Institute of Food and Agriculture in your parish, the Hope,
Yes.
in St. Lucie.
Yes.
And simultaneous to that, the University of the West Indies constructed their agricultural research park in St. Thomas, at Duke's in St. Thomas. And complementing both of those developments, we have established a tissue culture lab in Barbados. This is where we're going to be able to use the highest technology to give our farmers the best planting material. So what we're seeing in Barbados is a transition to a more science-driven approach to agriculture.
And a more sustainable approach as well, being able to feed oneself.
Yes, well, that's so important, you know. CARICOM, this is all part, really. This really fits into the CARICOM 25 by 25, but we are now calling it 25 by 25 plus 5.
Yes.
You know, our effort to do more produce more of our food, more food security. Then there was something that Barbados did that really blew the minds of the world. We led in the creation of the Visionary Debt for Climate Resilience Swap. This is where we put in place a very complicated financial arrangement, but the end result of it was that $125 million of our foreign debt, instead of us paying out this money to creditors and banks, we were able to transform that into capital that will upgrade our sewage plant, and that will produce more water resources for our country. So this is very visionary, and this is very important, Pearson. A lot of people don't understand it. What this is saying to the world, look, you all set up all these financial institutions at the end of World War II. They were not meant for us, the developing countries. You set them up for your own purposes. But what we are saying to you, and they have not really served us well because they weren't designed for us, but we are saying that with the right will and determination, if we are willing to think and act outside the box, we can still get these institutions to effectively help us solve our real developmental problems. And so all of the developing world, we have this big problem with these big national debts. This is showing that we can find a way to repurpose those debts, and instead of those debts being a millstone around our neck, we could turn them into something developmental. So kudos to Barbados in leading the way. The social sector. All of us are witnessing that wonderful state-of-the-art geriatric hospital being constructed at Waterford. Right by the botanical gardens, and so I think that that's a great achievement. But along with that, this year, paid paternity leave for fathers, right? Something that gives me goosebumps. That in Barbados, how the new Disabilities Rights Act, the way that we are responding to our citizens who suffer from disabilities, you know, the new monthly social security benefits that they will be receiving. So it makes me very proud as a Barbadian. The electric buses.
Yes.
You know, we all saw that wonderful sight back in, I think, around about April of this year. Those 30 new electric buses. What people are calling the spaceship at Newton, but that's not a spaceship. That is a life sciences park that Barbados is developing. That is where we are going to enter a new high technology phase of our economy, manufacturing medications, vaccines, getting involved in biotechnology products. The African Export-Import Bank. You know, they're going to be building that $380 million trade center and headquarters. That is going to open up a whole world of international trade for us. CARIFESTA. and all that went with CARIFESTA. Not just the hosting of CARIFESTA, but we used CARIFESTA to fast track the construction of the Richard Stout Amphitheatre, the National Performing Arts Center in Newton. We now have the magnificent CARIFESTA House. We and close by, another development, another thing we could be very proud about. We are developing that Pan-African Slavery Memorial at Newton. We are digitizing our slavery records. We are creating a new heritage district and industry. We also, Pearson, the new high-tech cancer fighting equipment at the QEH. Yeah. We have started upon a new $300 million expansion of the QEH and full free movement. We have initiated, we are leading the way in CARICOM along with St. Vincent, Dominica and Belize, the full free movement. And the final one I would say is our foreign policy. We have stayed true to our fundamental philosophy of friends of all, satellites of none. We did that. We recognized the state of Palestine. We have defended the principle of the Caribbean being a zone of peace. And so it is very important that we are very clear on our foreign policy. Errol Barrow gave us that motto in 1966, friends of all, satellites of none, and it has guided us well. And kudos to the Republic. We are living up to that foreign policy motto.
And in the midst of all of these achievements, people, what it means to people at the end of it all. And that's why I want to emphasize this. I come back to it again, because oftentimes we forget it was driven by people.
Yes, well, you know, when you look through all of those things I have mentioned, Barbados is holding fast to that social democracy political philosophy, which says that the center of everything is people. The people must be educated, people must be fed, people must be clothed, people must be housed, people must have access to education, to health care, to nurture. And we must always insist upon that, because that is who we are. After all, we were the world's first slave society. Virtually all of us came across that, our ancestors came across that Middle Passage in the bottom of the hold of a slave ship. We all come from, we are all from the people from down below. And we lived in a society that sought to dehumanize us, that sought to even strip us of our humanity. And for centuries, our ancestors, we had to fight to insist, no, we are human beings deserving of respect and deserving of all the social rights. So that has been the driving force of our history. And we must stay true to it, that fundamental social democracy concept. As small nations, that fundamental anti-imperialist attitude reflected in the motto of Friends of All, Satellites of None, and of course, that commitment to regional unity and our brothers and sisters. So I would say, Pearson, if I were a principal grading the Republic, I would give the Republic an A+. I think the Republic is doing well in a very difficult international environment. I think the Republic is holding its own, and I think Barbados has a very, very important role to play in Caribbean affairs and even in broader international affairs.
The Prime Minister in her Independence Address also reminded us that the goal is to become a world-class society by 2030. And there's much, though we've achieved, there's still a lot more to be achieved, and not to grow weary in achieving as well. And so, you know, in that positioning, the question always is, but how now do I leap from today to then?
And to be fair, she also reminded us of some of the things that we are not doing well. The crime situation, for example. She reminded us of the many challenges that our people face, you know, with high cost of living. Of course, being a small, open economy, we are what they call price takers rather than price makers. You know, a lot of the inflation is imported, and we just, because, you know, we don't make a lot of these products, we depend on a lot of imports. So she was very realistic as well. While we herald our achievements, and I guess it's incumbent on me as well, you know, to acknowledge that there's still some areas that we have to really attend to and do better at. But yes, we are on our way to being. But we must be world class in our own way, you know.
That's
right. We must not.
That's what it's heading to.
We will never be one of these, you know, this big skyscrapers and massive industries, because that's not. We are small is beautiful. Small is beautiful. So we must be world class in terms of the quality of our people, their cultural level, their artistic, their educational advancement, their social philosophy, their civilization, their civilized behavior. So we must, you know, I don't like this word human capital too much, but our world class must be world class in terms of human development. When people look at the citizens of Barbados, people from outside, you know, they must yes. be taken aback. Wow, these people are something else. These people are really, you know, elevated, noble, well cultivated, and civilized human beings. So I think that is what we must aim at, you know, and the Prime Minister expressed it last year. She expressed it in terms of beacons of renewal for Barbados, and she outlined about 5 beacons, you know, of accountability, empathy, but she ended with the 5th one, to produce world-class citizens rooted in their Barbadian culture, heritage, and identity. And that's a wonderful way of putting it. Yes, we must be world class. We must be capable of the highest international standards, but at all times rooted in that Barbadian heritage and identity and culture.
And to answer my how, educational transformation, and that's another discussion for another time. But Ambassador, it's been, again, outstanding sitting with you to hear not just what's happening in CARICOM alone, but how do we juxtapose what's happening in Barbados with reaching and helping our CARICOM neighbors as well to achieve, because we don't want to do this alone. We're bringing our brothers and sisters along.
We can't do it alone, you know. Yeah. CARICOM is our fundamental frame of reference. We have to do things as a Caribbean community, a Caribbean family.
Exclamation mark. And so on that, we say thank you again for joining us, Ambassador David Kamashong, Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM. That's our conversations on CARICOM. Morning Barbados is back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We are 5 minutes now after 7 o'clock as we continue to not just mark the days, but to also be an active participant in the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And so we've been meeting with many organizations and individuals who have themselves been raising their voice and by their labor making a difference as it relates to attending to gender-based violence. And so we're happy to be joined this morning by the Barbados Diocesan Mothers Union, and we're joined by the president herself, Annette Brown, and she's brought along with her her executive secretary in Iris Harewood. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Talk to me a little bit about the Barbados Diocesan Mothers Union. What are you formed to do? What's your mission?
Principally, our mission is to ensure that families are doing what they should do. And we are more than 100 years old in Barbados, but 149 years old worldwide. So our mission has been very vigilant. We have been very vigilant in what we do, and we try to ensure that mothers and fathers, because that's what a family is made of, do what it can, especially now that we are having so much violence and so in the world. And we are now trying to emphasize even more than ever the importance of family relationships.
And it takes the mother to do that, to make sure the family does what it ought to do. And so oftentimes there's a thinking by some who sit in the pews of church and say, that's an old women thing. But look at you two young ladies who are with me this morning. And I want you to help us understand membership of the Mothers Union, one, and that it is not for the seniors alone to do.
No, of course not. Because you join when you're young. Mm-hmm. It is just that you
grow in it.
You grow in it because we honor persons who have been in it for over 50 years. And they join when they're in their 20s. And they stay in the Mothers Union. So, and we also we have membership for men as well. We have honoring men who are members, and we encourage all ages. You don't have to be a mother anymore. You don't have to be you don't have to be married. That was way back in those days. So anyone who is a member of the Anglican Church can join the Mothers Union.
So what do you all do? when you meet, what happens?
We have seminars to empower women. We try to encourage them how to raise their children, in the right way, and we help families, because that is one of our mandates, to help families that have encountered problems financially, whatever. We do as much as possible. So when we meet, we go out together, we visit our shut-in members, because by this time now we have members who can no longer come to meetings. Mm-hmm. We visit them, we pray with them, and we do a whole lot of things as much as possible.
We see all of the women in white beating cymbals.
Not no.
You don't wear white anymore?
We don't wear white anymore.
Really? You don't, Iris?
No, it is the church army.
Oh, that's the church army. Yes. Okay, so not to be confused, right? At all. I see different colors. You're right. In some churches, some people wear green and blue.
Yeah, that is the new. That's
the new uniform.
That's the new uniform. Yeah,
okay.
The blue and
Thanks
green.
for that clarity. That's wonderful. But because family is at the center of all that you do, Iris, talk to me a little bit about. This is the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And so what can the Mothers Union do? What activities do you have to attend to the family so that we avoid having these gender-based situations?
Yes, we are having seminars and so on. And we go out and we speak to people and encourage a good family life, which is part of the Mothers Union, one of the objects. Good family life. So, all now, we are working with the National Organization of Women, of which we are an affiliation of the National Organization of Women. So we work with them and we help those families that are in crisis. Yeah, I remember one night a while ago, I was called upon after 8 to feed a family. So I had to get up, put on my saucepan, cook food, then to take to an area. And it was a commercial area, or rather it is a commercial area, but I had to take the dinner out because it was a woman and children. She was given a room in that area, so it was like taking a risk, going into that area with food to feed the family. So we work sometimes 24 hours. Yeah.
And you're right, because oftentimes when we talk about gender-based violence, women tend to experience that violence a lot more than men, but women bring along the children, so the family is significantly disrupted. And then she now has to find ways to make ends meet. And so this is where the Mothers Union step in and say, along with the National Organization of Women, to say, we can help you. When you have a situation occurring, I like the same Francine song, blah, 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 run away. Run away. And in running away, they can run to you for some assistance. You can't support them till thy kingdom come. You just want to empower them to be better and to do better.
And to get them back on their feet again.
Yeah, when I'm back on my feet again. And so, what's the campaign you're on? Because I know you wanted to share something with us this morning.
We are having a campaign. The theme for the whole year in the world is Join Us and Join In. And we are joining the National Organization of Women in its camp. We are going out on a motorcade on Saturday, the 6th of December.
This coming weekend.
Yeah. But this Thursday too, the Anglican Diocese is also having a session at the Church of Christ the King. And that's why we are all wearing orange, because it symbolizes a brighter future free of violence. So the Anglican Diocese is speaking about fostering responsible use of technology and understanding the computer, how you use the computer to do wrong things, but then how you should use it also to do good things. So that will happen at 7 o'clock on Thursday at Christ the King Church. So we're all joining and praying every day. There are a whole host of prayers that we use every day that we share with the whole diocese, speaking about gender-based violence. So the campaign goes on for 16 days and then it ends on the 10th of December, Human Rights Day. So every day we make sure we pray accordingly, because that is our mandate. That prayer helps a great deal, and that's what we want to do every day too as well.
And you're right, the violence we're talking about is not just physical violence alone, it's emotional violence, it's mental abuse, there are a whole range of abuse, sexual abuse as well. And so having this session on this weekend, on Saturday at Christ the King, what time is it?
Thursday, this is Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yes.
What time is that?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Brings sharp focus, but it also brings solutions.
Yes.
It shows everyone. And
it's a panel discussion, with people who can speak about how you can use the computer and for good, and can you also use it for bad?
Because some women also use it for bad. It's not just a man's.
No,
men are not the bad people alone. And so we want you to recognize that because it's gender-based. Gender is both male and female. This is a session for everybody. While we oftentimes tend to think that we put the women in the spotlight because they are the bread makers really, and they help the raising the family. Men also are abused, and so we want to be able to open a space on Thursday evening where you can come and freely share and get some sustenance and find out what else you can do better. And so this is really, really important because the family is made up of both genders. The family is also made up of children. So how is the Mothers Union attending to those children who sit on and watch, or they find themselves also, whether it be male or female, at the hands of abusers? And what are you doing to help where that's concerned?
With regard to children, years ago we had a successful breakfast program because we recognized that some families were in crisis and couldn't even feed their children on mornings. And you start there, you know, making sure the children who are in households where there is violence still can understand that there are people out there that care for them. So we fed them on mornings, 3 primary schools for 12 years. And then we encouraged children to join Sunday schools, see if there's a church. We encourage the Sunday schools to go out there and encourage children to come and be part of a Sunday school life. Because you know, you and I, how important Sunday school would have been for us and what it did for us. So we still want children to understand that there is something there for them still, despite that they may be seeing too much violence in their homes and sometimes at schools too, where there's violence, because violence is pervasive, that there's still hope for them, you know. So we try to reach out to children as much as possible. We give them, at the beginning of the term, we help them with their, we pay school fees for them. We give them backpacks, a backpack project where you give them their stationery and so forth. So we try to help in as many ways as possible.
And this is
but it doesn't stop.
No, it can't stop because it continues.
Yeah.
And this is all part of ending the violence. If we can stop and attend to the children early and change their trajectory, then we also help to end the violence. And that's what we're talking about here. So the work continues, Iris. I know that we have these sessions coming up on this Thursday and this Saturday and so forth, but talk to me about what do you mentioned some cases of being called to put on your part and that kind of thing. But what else do you see that we as a society have turned our eyes away from that you think we need to turn back some light onto and to attend?
Okay. Well, I would say from some years back, we used to say a lot, or even parents used to tell the children, you make up your bed, you got to lie in it. Well, no, not anymore. If you find yourself in a situation that is difficult, you know, because it could be a family or husband and wife and children, or boyfriend and girlfriend and children, and after a few years you find out that you're not really making it. Yes, you do not have to lie on that bed, hard, difficult bed. There are people out here like Mothers Union and other organizations affiliated to the national organization who are there to help you. We have the Safe Home. So reach out to someone and we will direct you, you know, and they also assist the children. You know, mothers will have to run with the children. And we will assist the mother and the children to a safe place while investigations are going on, and they are taught really how to manage themselves better, how to manage their money, and even help get the children back into school. You know, all that goes on in Barbados. So you do not have to lie in the bed you make up if it is difficult.
And that's a good point to make. You don't have to lie in that bed you made up. No. You lie in the bed you make up, basically. So by your actions, you pay the consequences. And so we're saying you don't have to stop for a second and indict yourself to the point where you can't make a change. The safe house that you offer allows for that to break.
Yes.
And so this safe house is a phone call away that you're talking about, or that's just...
Once you call us, we will help.
Right. So call what? What number?
Yeah, we direct you to the Business and Professional Women's Club.
I got you.
They manage the safe house. And we assist them as much as possible. We give them donations. But we don't the Barbados Mothers Union does not manage that safe house.
Okay.
But we direct persons where they can seek assistance to get, yes.
If you had all the power within you, Annette, and you can bring this gender-based violence to an end today, what would you suggest?
What would I suggest? I am not sure
That's
what
a big one, right?
Yes, it is a big one.
Well, do you have any thoughts, Iris?
Well, I was about to go on to the young men, you know, because we have to deal with what is going on. There's too much violence we are experiencing in Barbados. Almost every morning you hear what we don't want to hear. Someone gets killed or something like that. But I want to say to the young men, is a saying, coward dogs keep whole bones. You don't have to be a macho.
I've never heard that before.
Well, now you're hearing it.
So say it again.
Coward dogs keep whole bones. If you find you are in a group, you know, fellas go into groups, and someone you surely dislike you or something, you're not fitting in. Don't try to be macho and be, you know, get away from it. If you would look at a dog and he is, the other dog's attacking him, you will see the dog put his tail, tuck his tail in, and when he go home, he's safe. Do the same thing, and strong men turn and walk away. You see, even in a family, if you're having a wife, and some women
Get into your head. Go ahead.
and
Walk
you have
away.
to leave, you have to walk away, walk away.
Let peace reign.
Let peace reign. Leave the violence out, let peace reign.
That's a good point. And I'm glad you went there, because oftentimes we see the end result of a broken relationship and we say, y'all men, y'all need to, y'all whatever. But he has a nagging woman back there.
Yes.
And I'm saying it point blank.
Yes.
Whether it's the girlfriend, the wife, the sister, there's somebody, a woman, nagging to the point of exhaustion, and there it is. The kettle bursts. And so we're saying walk away from situations where those occur. But in walking away to calm your mind, don't we like to get back at you. Don't abuse that opportunity now and try to get back at them by yourself now inflicting violence. That is not the way at all. So we're saying to both men and women, walk away peacefully,
And you will get
calmly,
help.
settle yourself, and sometimes you may need to exit the relationship.
Because it could be a vicious cycle if you're not careful. It can get go
Very
wrong.
bad circular. Yeah, you're right. And I keep thinking again of the children who are caught up in this triage, because there are children who are watching and
learning
because
the
of,
wrong
and
things.
you got that right. Children soak up in seconds everything that you do. They lock it in and they do exactly what you've led them to do.
Exactly.
And then we ask ourselves, but how you get so? Because
not knowing that's what they learn.
Live what they learn.
They live what
And so we want to break that cycle today, and the Mothers Union is doing so. You're lifting your hands and making a difference. So remind us of these two activities. On Thursday.
Yes, that's the Anglican Diocese itself. That's having a panel discussion at the Christ the King Church at 7 o'clock, but more looking at the impact of the computer and the digital violence that is out there, more so than anything else now, that's impacting on the families. And then on Saturday, we're having a motorcade that is all part of the Bureau of Gender Affairs, and along with the National Organization of Women. We're having a motorcade in which we go to different areas and speak about violence and the prevention of violence against mainly women and girls. So last year we went north. This year we are heading a little bit south and stopping at various areas and sharing information with interested persons. So those are the two main activities. There will be other things that other organizations will do. The Soroptimists and other organizations will be having their own activities which they will speak about. But those are the two main ones that the Mothers Union has an interest in at this point in time.
Very well. Very good.
Yeah, we are encouraging persons to wear the orange as much as possible. Yes.
Mine is, well, not quite orange, but you know, I wore my orange before.
Yes,
but
I've
we
seen you.
need to continue representing. And in representing, don't just wear it as a symbol.
No, not
wear it
at all.
and mean it. Really to mean it, that you are joining the army of people to end gender-based violence.
Yes.
And so these 16 days remind us of the spaces in which we operate, the people who perpetrate it, and be honest with yourself and say, you know what, I'm guilty. I have done some really crazy things, and I'm not saying me, and I want to make a change because it is not good for the trajectory of my family or self. And so there are organizations that are poised to help you. So don't sit and wallow in your own disability. You can make a difference today by changing who you are, because there are positive organizations like the Barbados Diocesan Mothers Union to be able to inspire you by creating opportunities for you, whether it's Sunday school, Mothers Union meetings, all sorts of things that they do that will help you think differently, change your thoughts. And so that's what this is all about. Ladies, I want to thank you. Great work you all are doing. Wonderful work that the mothers of the Anglican Church are leading the cause, and we want to encourage more people. And the Mothers Union is not just for mothers, it's not just for married women, it is for women and men, because they're honoring membership for men as well. And so we want you to join with it.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to make one other reminder to families, because we realize in families a lot of things we don't hear, but in the home, I want to remind those in the home, share what you have, because you may have cousins, you know, in the home. If you buy a fridge, the fridge does not belong to you. The fridge belongs to the family. If you buy a stove, the stove is not yours. It belongs to the family. So don't get up in the morning and say, "Don't like my stove."
Yes.
You know, that can develop into something that we don't want to hear about. Or don't touch my this. It is not yours. It belongs to the family. And I want to tell the family, everybody respect the stove and advice. Respect the fridge, Pearson buys. The stove is not Annette's, the fridge is not Pearson. It belongs to everybody in the family. If the stove run out of gas, somebody else going to do it. Don't say, Annette, buy it. No. Be all in this together and take care of all your equipment as though you had bought each thing individually to avoid quarrels and conflict in a home.
Well said.
Okay.
Thank you, Iris. Thank you, Annette, as well. Annette Brown, the president of the Barbados Diocesan Mothers Union, and Iris Herod, who just preached at us, the executive secretary. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining in the activism and for using your office as the Mothers Union to make a difference as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, too.
You're very welcome. Morning Barbados breaks here. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
God will not give you a job God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
28 and a half minutes now after 7 o'clock. Christmas is upon us. Christmas is fast approaching. It's already the 2nd of December. And you know, oftentimes you begin to mark that time because you're thinking of your shopping. You're thinking of your curtains, your rugs, your sofas, your fridges, your everything else. And then you forgot that there is something that's also happening in Christmas, which is the lighting of trees, the celebrations of the work of the church, and the activities that happen therein, and the reason why Christ was sent. And so this morning, we want to take you to the Ebenezer Circuit of the Methodist Church, and in more particular, we want to take you to the Beulah Methodist Church, right there in the corner. You can't miss it indeed, because something is happening. And Hallam Gittins, who's one of the stewards at the church, he joins me now. Let's talk about what's happening. Hallam, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning to you, Pearson. Good morning to Barbados as well.
I know this is not the first time that this thing is happening, because it's happened before at the Beulah Church.
For sure.
And over the years, you've seen the responses.
Yeah.
How would you describe those responses?
Well, first, we started in 2018, which would have been 7 years. So it's our 8th event there. The response and the patronage has grown tremendously from year 1 to year 8. And, you know, from the time people recognize that the lights are going up, even during the times of us testing the lights, cars are stopping, people are blowing, people are screaming, taking pictures. We're like, come on, it's just a sneak preview, you know? But yes, so it's everyone's, and not only in St. Philip, but in all the neighboring parishes, they are excited about it and just cannot wait.
And so we cannot wait for this year's Christmas Under the Tamarind Tree.
You're correct.
That title, tell me about that title.
Well, I'm just going to brief it a little for you. The initial chairperson used to travel to Trinidad on holidays around Christmas time. And while flying in, she would see a huge tree around that time, all lit. And she was totally amazed and intrigued by this. Came back to Barbados and said, listen, I would like to do something similar here at Beulah, since we have this huge tamarind tree. Also, where we are located, right at the Four Crossing, there in St. Philip, just up from Stern and up from 6 Roads, right there in Beulah. And we did it. It hit extremely well. It has now become a landmark. For those persons who may not believe that they are in St. Philip, that becomes a landmark to let them know they have a right in St. Philip. And it also brings joy and life and a whole lot of community spirit amongst all of the neighbors there in St. Philip and all those who are driving coming home as well.
And that's part of the message of Christmas, the reason why Christ came, to bring us back,
for sure,
but lead the light to show us the way home as well. And so this is wonderful. When does it happen?
Yeah, it starts, well, we're going to open Saturday, December 6th.
This Saturday?
This Saturday, December 6th, 5 p.m. And we're going to open with all kinds of entertainment. However, the BDF band will be there at 6 p.m. That is when we will turn on the lights. That is a spectacular time.
Because it's dark already.
It's dark. Oh, yeah, it's dark already. And the BDF band will do all that for us. And the entertainment will continue. And we'll go right down, I would say, around 7:30 or so. And there'll be lots of food, lots of mingling, lots of, you know, fellowshipping, that type of thing. So it's really just coming on out and just being with us.
It's a Christmas tree lighting celebration, folks. I know you also light up the church as well. The church, the lights cast on the church. It becomes such a beautiful sight. Yeah. So the Defense Force Band is going to be there. I want you to look at your screen, everybody. Look at your screen with other performances by.
Right, so I'm going to tell you, there'll be the BDF Band, or the Holy Trinity Steel Pan, Rhythmic Resolution Steel Pan, Reynolds Weeks Primary School Choir, and you know of them, they have been to NIFCA, they have done extremely well. Shem White and Ariel Brathwaite, they would entertain and also have crowd participation in singing of Christmas songs as well. So yeah, it's going to be well packed. Christmas trivia will be blended in in all of the entertainment. Giveaways, lots of giveaways this year. I cannot wait, lots of giveaways. And our MC, I believe you know him, Antoine. Of
course.
Antoine Holder.
Williams.
Williams is his last name? Brilliant. Thanks for reminding me. Antoine, no, not Antoine Williams, Antoine Holder. He's the young.
Oh, that one.
That
Okay,
Antoine.
okay.
Yeah, Antoine's a Methodist as well.
Yeah.
Not this year.
I thought it was that. I thought it was that Antoine.
I know.
All right. And so this is totally free to everybody. Bring the children.
Yes.
It's this Saturday, folks. It's
Yes.
this Saturday. So it's a
Yes.
day when you're free. You have nothing else to do.
I know that you've mentioned children. There's going to be so much for the children. Oh my gosh, I have it all here. We're going to have like that 360 thing going on.
Oh yeah, that photo booth.
That photo booth thing going on. We're going to have the grotto. A grotto is made.
Sweet.
Yeah, we just building every year. A grotto will be there. We're going to have the hot dogs and snacks and popcorn and all that for the young ones. It's just going to be massive. Jumping tent as well. So yeah, so bring the entire family out. Must also say this, blankets, bring your own chair.
I was just going to ask you about that, whether
Yes.
it's outside or inside.
Blankets.
It's outside.
Outside. So bring your blankets and chairs. Just come sit on our lawns and enjoy the atmosphere.
It's quite expansive, the lawns, so you'll be having a good time right in the corner. Well,
Right there.
Everybody will pass by and wonder, what are you doing? That's what's going on. It's a tree lighting. And so when at 6 o'clock, the lights will turn on. I want you to get there early.
For sure.
Not to miss the turning on of the lights.
And that's why we're encouraging people there for 5. Because, you know, seeing the lights on is one thing, but just seeing them turn on, you know, it's a spectacle. It's amazing. You just see people go like, wow, oh,
Yes.
the children running behind the twinkling lights and everything else. Come on, don't miss it. However, we cannot have this, you cannot make this a spectacle without mentioning the great companies who have made this really possible this year. I really have to mention them. Carter's General Store, the Barbados Light and Power, Exclusive Insurance Corporation of Barbados, Sandals Barbados, Nichols Bakery, Crumbs Bakery, Purity Bakeries. They all came together to make this a magnificent event this year.
I like the word you said, a magnificent event. So this is magnificent because the coming of Christ to the world in itself was magnificent. I know a lot of people who think they know the Bible don't quite understand how it happened. How it happened. It doesn't matter. It happened. And it happened because God so loved the world. And so we want you to come to this tree lighting on Saturday. Get there early, by 5 o'clock start to gather. Because at 6 o'clock we turn on the lights, the BDF band will strike up. And so we are down the road for a celebration under the tamarind tree. Your mats and your chairs and everything else at you, but we've provided the refreshment.
And also to the nativity scene is spectacular. You must come and be part of the nativity scene as well, because, you know, if we're talking about the birth of Jesus, you have to have a nativity scene. And it's set up in such a way you can take pictures there, you know, as if you're like just all part of that moment 1,000 years ago. You know, so we are making it a spectacle, we are making it majestic, we are making it magical, everything that you could think of, we are making it for you this year.
And while Saturday is the turning on, it doesn't end there.
No, it doesn't.
So
it doesn't.
After Saturday, what?
Right, so after Saturday, what we do, we open our lawns for persons that when they come up, they want to just relax, they want to take pictures. People have stressful lives, especially around this time. People's lives become even more stressful. Take your time just to take a break, a stress relaxing moment, and just be there under the lights any evening that you care to, up until January, I just want to give the exact date.
The end of Christmas, 6th?
January 5th. January 5th. So spend the time with your families. This is a time that you can then just, you know, bring families, friends, just come on out, you know, and just have that moment with your families under the lights, free of cost, just be there and just enjoy.
So the richness of Christmas is what we're enjoying at the Beulah Methodist Church, right there in the Four Cross corner. You cannot miss it. You've seen this before, ladies and gentlemen. So imagine if you just come through 6 roads, follow the road, just drive, as if you're going to King George. Drive, and you're right there the 4 rows and you're there.
And the amazing thing, right? You know, the amazing thing is that on your way up, because the tree is so big, huge, you can see the lights
for distance.
Yes. You know, so you know you're not lost.
Correct.
You know, just
follow the light.
Follow the light.
Because
correct.
The wise men follow the star.
Correct. Just follow the lights
and
of the
where
tree.
was the star? In the east.
And
that's the whole point.
That's it. You know, that's it.
So again, a beacon of faith, Beulah Methodist Church, leading you back to your faith. That's why Christ came to lead us back to God. And so we want you to show up. And show up every single day. You could come more than once. Bring the children down. Let the children play. Let them see. And again, reconnect with the story of the nativity.
For sure.
Because even us as adults, we've gone away from the true story of the nativity. And so this activity allows us to come right back into it and see why he came.
For sure. And we also want persons to know that, you know, the church is not just one that is isolated. The church is not just one that is open just for Sundays. The church is not just one that is just between walls. The church is one that can do things that can connect with communities across the country and within its own neighborhoods. And this is really the biggest message possible, to allow people to know that Beulah Methodist Church is not just one isolated there, but it's one that is sharing the joy, the love, the peace that Jesus has offered to us. We are giving it back to you.
And this is part of your evangelism, because I know you also sit on that committee.
Yes.
Let's clarify for people who wonder, what's a steward? What's a steward in the Methodist Church? What's the work of the steward in the Methodist Church?
Well, I'm just going to keep it simple. Really, a steward is really the person who manages the church and pretty much makes sure that the function of the church is carried out in the name of Christ and in all of its Christian beliefs and everything else. Therefore, you know, we are the ones that will approve things within the church. We're the ones that will make the decisions within the church. But more so, to make sure that the operations of the church is at a level that is pleasing, not only to us within the church, but to pleasing to the Lord, our Savior.
I know, as I myself was a steward at the Bethesda Methodist Church in my youth. My youth, that's moons ago now. So I know the function, I understand the work of it.
Yes.
But you know, you're called on to bring the congregation together. We have such a strong music ministry at Beulah. And you know, if for no other reason for us, you have to really follow what Beulah is doing. That music ministry is amazing. The Gittins are there, and the Gittins are phenomenal for their music ministry as well. And so this Saturday for the lighting ceremony is just the beginning of a wonderful experience at Beulah Methodist Church. This lighting of the tree, the big, massive tamarind tree at the corner featuring some of these artists you see on your screen, is absolutely free. It's for everyone. Refreshments will be on sale, but then you can turn up at the church, and your services are what time?
Sure. I am so glad that we segued to that, because there are always those persons that may come and be, you know, enjoy our entertainment, but may not have a place to go on Sundays. So our church opens at 9:30 every Sunday, and you know, everyone, you're welcome to come and visit if you care to, or come and be a member. We actively do things, and this is just one of the many things we do. And sometimes there are silent things we do, but sometimes we do things like this. Come and be part of a congregation that we are willing to welcome you with smiles, hugs, love, kisses, everything else. Come on and be with us any Sunday that you decide.
Indeed, any Sunday you decide. So get ready to sing Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Get ready to say, oh come Emmanuel. Get ready to sing All While Shepherd Watch Their Flock by Night. All of your Christmas favorites you will definitely experience with the BDF band on Saturday when we light the big tamarind tree. And for the whole season as well, the Advent season, you can come and be a part of all the worship services at Beulah, which are 9:30 on a Sunday morning. And then there are other services throughout the week, and other activities in the church, which you'll get more familiar with once you come. But it's open to everybody. So I want everyone, not just those of St. Philip alone, from everywhere in Barbados to come to Beulah Methodist Church this Saturday for 5. We turn on the lights at 6. I tell you, get there early to hold your spot, because this is going to be big. Parking though.
Yes. You know, the interesting thing is that our lawns are so huge, and we have designated parking there. If there's a spillover, there's parking on other areas you can find, but there are designated parking spaces there, so that's not an issue. All I'm saying is that just show up early. Show up early. It can become a little crazy if you're not there. Show up early.
That's why you're supposed to park.
Right? Show up early. Just be there and be there to just be part of the euphoria.
Yeah.
You know, and the expectation and the anticipation of what will be coming. That's all.
That's enough to tell me come. We got to come, folks. We got to go, folks. It's a tree lighting ceremony at Beulah Methodist Church. Come and see what's to come.
Correct.
And that's part of the messaging as well. Thank you so much, Hallam.
Thank you, Pearson. Thank you,
your team.
Thank you, the entire CBC, for having us here.
You're very, very welcome indeed. Hallam Gittins, who is a member of the organizing committee, he's the steward of the church at Beulah, inviting all of us to spend Christmas with Beulah Methodist Church, starting with this tree lighting ceremony on Saturday from 5. Lights turn on at 6. The music of the BDF band and other outstanding artists will begin to bring the joy, the feeling, the love of Christmas alive for all of us. Park at your convenience. Remember to be respectful of other people who live in the area as well, and don't block the roads, even though enough people will be there. Refreshments will be on sale, but this is really the start of your Advent with Beulah Methodist Church this coming weekend. Thanks again, Hallam.
Thank you, Pearson. Thanks a million.
Mornin Barbados is taking a break. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources. He'll give you the people. Not only will He equip you with ideas, but He will equip you with favor, as He did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One, your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely, and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be.
Morning, morning, good morning, good morning to you.
The hour of 8 o'clock as we turn our attention now to the great work of the Barbados Council for the Disabled. And the last time we were together, we were meeting with the lady who was runner-up for the CIBC Unsung Heroes, and she still does phenomenal work in our community. This is Rosanna Tudor, who is the operations manager. Rosanna, good morning to you.
Good morning.
As always.
So it's nice to be here again. I know. Sorry. You go ahead.
Yeah, and then ta-da! Look who she's sitting down next to. I mean, a familiar voice to all of us on radio. She has been for a long time the voice of people advocating, the one person advocating for anyone with a disability, and why we as a community, we need to get it right. Because people with disabilities are also critical parts of our community, and they also need access to everything, whether it is on the road, access to car park, proper car parking, access to discounts and as benefits as well like anybody else. And so we can't wait to talk to her as well. So good morning to you, my good friend Rosalind.
Good morning to my girlfriend Tilson, and thank you.
As always. As always, it's wonderful to have you. Rosanna, this is all part of a move because you're honoring tomorrow Rosalind.
Yeah. Last time I came on, we spoke about our 50th anniversary at the council. 50 years is half a century.
Yes.
And so we have developed a project, 50 Trees for 50 Years, legacy project. Because we thought that, you know, there was a lot of work that has been done by a lot of unsung heroes, and you were calling me an unsung hero. I told you that there are so many more out there.
Yes.
That's another one here. So we thought that we needed to leave that history of the work that persons have done to empower persons with disabilities and to bring us to where we are right now in disability issues. As you know, we've come a long way. You were part of it years ago. So we are identifying 50 persons who started and 50 areas that are maintained publicly. And we're going to plant a tree in their honor with a plaque, a well-designed plaque as well, and with a QR code. And it's going to lead everybody, visitors, young persons, citizens of Barbados, everybody to be able to scan and read what this person or organization have done to improve the lives of persons with disabilities in Barbados. So these are our national heroes.
Yes.
You know, we can't wait for them to be honored nationally. We have to do our part. We have to make sure that the future generation know what commitment and service is like.
Wow, and these trees are all over the island.
We have started in August. We started with the first one. We did two. One was in honor of Owen Arthur, Right Honorable Owen Arthur and Hamilton Lashley, because they were very instrumental in having our home base at the garrison established. And then the other one was for inclusive schools. And that was done at Olga Miller School, another very inclusive school. So it's ongoing. Right. The one tomorrow is on United Nations Day for Persons with Disabilities. And who better to honor than Rosalind Hurley?
Ros, how does it feel to know that tomorrow you'll be recognized in this significant way with a tree planted that tells, not just provides shade, but tells the world that you've had strong roots in your activism.
First, again, person, person, I honor for the concern to the honoring in this way that history will be torn, and because I am grateful for my support with my disabled sisters and my sister and my wonderful friends that have stood behind me. Many times I say I will stop, I will guess without, but then I meet a disabled person on the road or in the body, and they tell me, thanks for sticking up for me. So when I meet those folks, even a few weeks ago, I was at a seminar, and I meet a lady, she told me, well, I didn't want to meet you for so long. You is my hero. You stick out for me. I thank you. I got to meet you. So when I meet people like that, I know that I'm not only sticking for myself as a civil person, because I don't want to stick, I stick because I wear the shoes, so I know. Mr. Pearson, you know me sticking for years.
Yes.
So you know.
I know. And what I like about you, you're fierce and you're fearless and you stick to it and you advocate in a very strong way. But you also don't, and while we know you locally for being so forceful, people across the world also know you because you also travel to represent us.
Yeah, because one day I was in Miami and I was in a shop in Miami, office, and a woman, a lady, sorry, here I speak. She said, you is causing hurry. I said, in Miami? Yeah.
So even everywhere we know you, and so tomorrow we honor you in a very big way, Rosa, because we know how phenomenal you are.
Yeah,
we appreciate all that you have been able to. I've learned so much from you. I have learned so much from you. And while I can list them all for you, not another time, you know how I feel about you.
Yeah,
I would see Rosin at church, and I would come over, I would give her a hug, and we'd kiss, that kind of thing.
All the time.
That's my girl.
You don't talk to me.
I want you to never stop. And so this tree that's going to be planted tomorrow in your honor will never stop growing because you provided shade and growth for many who could not and who still cannot, because a society has been built that is so harsh at times for people who are a little bit different. And people are very different. And so we want, you have been able to tell us, no, we have to see everybody for who they are and what they can contribute, because they are meaningful and important enough. And that's what you've done, Roz.
And something I like to say to all my fans out there, thank you for recognizing how I stick. And listen, like Mr. Pearson, listen, so I thank all my fans out there for just listening. CBC, the radio station, thanks for the patience. And I can keep on when I have friends like Roseanne that don't let me stop. She just one that don't let me stop, you know. She keep calling and tugging away, so I have to go on.
Boy, you know I have a lot of time for you. You know I got a lot of time for you. And so, Rosanna, this is all part of the way in your 50th anniversary you're giving back, you're recognizing and you're making a change. You're again to also leading the way for the next generation of people.
Correct. So, this is why I want to highlight the persons that we are recognizing. I want you to give me 1 minute. I know if I spoke about Roz, it would be like almost half an hour here. 1 minute, I'm going to share with Barbados a little short synopsis of Roz and why we are honoring her. Roslyn is being honored tomorrow as part of Barbados Councils for the Disabled's 50 Trees for 50 Years Legacy project, and with good reason. Diagnosed with cerebral palsy at birth, Roslyn transformed her personal journey into a powerful national mission. For nearly 3 decades, she has been one of Barbados' strongest voices for disability rights. As a 4-time president of Barnard and the Barbados Council for the Disabled and Special Envoy for Persons with Disabilities at this time, she united diverse disability groups and advocated fiercely for equal access to education, employment, healthcare, and public life. Her voice has been heard not only across Barbados, but internationally, as you said, Pearson, at the United Nations, in Korea, and around the Caribbean. At home, she has touched lives through community outreach, inclusive school advocacy, disaster relief, and her annual Christmas food basket drives. Even COVID-19 could not stop her, which earned her the Humanitarian Service Award in 2021. So, Roslyn's pioneering spirit led to another initiative such as Shine Like a Diamond pageant, empowering young men and women with disabilities to embrace confidence and visibility. Today, she stands as a symbol of resilience, service, and national impact. Roslyn Hurley's work has changed the national conversation and inclusion, and her legacy through our tree and the information that will be provided on Roslyn for history continues to inspire Barbados towards a more equitable future. What other reason, tell me why we should not be honoring someone who has changed the lives of persons with disabilities as much as she has?
It's our honor indeed to have you here today. I've got a wrap. And so, Rosanna, thank you so much. Rosanna, Operations Manager with the Council for Disabilities, Barbados Council for Disabilities. And the lady who will be honored tomorrow, Roslyn Hurley. Remember, tomorrow is the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. And it's not a day for a spectacle, but it's going to be spectacular when this tree is planted in her honor. And so, both of you, thank you so much, and well done, Roslyn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You too, Pearson.
You're welcome. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And that's our show today, everybody. My little crew joins me in saying to all of you, have a lovely today. Be the will of the Lord. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you.